Hey everyone, and welcome back. Shane here. Today we're going to be looking at the song Readymade by the Red Hot Chili Peppers off the album Stadium Arcadium. So grab your guitar, get tuned, get ready to do some alternate picking, and let's get to work. Let's go ahead and look at that verse riff. We're going to be using the 5th and 7th fret on the A string and the 5th fret on the D string, and it's basically going to look like this. This is really going to be an alternate picking exercise. Make sure you're doing that, and then when you start that walk up, it's the 4th fret of the 6th string, and it ends on a G note played on the D string. The second part of our verse is the same idea as the first, except we'll be starting on the 12th fret of the D string, and on the G string we'll be hammering on and pulling off 12, 14, and 12. Let's go ahead and look at that chorus and then we'll break it down. That chorus has just got some real tasty licks in it, so let's talk about it for a minute. I'm sure you saw it starts on a G5, and then up to an A5. We're going to leave our ring finger in place because that's the note we're going to start with. It's going to be an E, the 7th fret of your A string. Same back to the A. Again, we're going to start with that 7th fret E. Okay, let's take a peek at the bridge. Okay, that bridge is pretty simple. We're going to start with a D5 chord, and then down to a D flat 5 chord, and then a B5. When I do it, however, I like to start with a D5, go first finger and pinky, and on this D flat 5, I'll leave my pinky where it is, just slide my first finger down one. Gives it kind of a dissonant sound, but I think it goes well with the song. Or, whichever you'd like. The second part is the exact same thing, only rooted on the 6th string, so an A, and then an A flat, and then an F sharp. At the end of that, what you're hearing is 5 on the B string and 6 on the G string. Now, I like to put my ring finger and my middle finger on that G string because we're going to be bending it a long way up and you're going to need the power, but it just starts with 5 and 6 and it bends all the way up. Our solo is in the key of E minor, and we're going to be using E minor pentatonic box pattern number 1. You're going to bar across the 12th fret on your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string, and with your middle finger you're going to be pulling off on 15th fret on the E and B string, and the 14th fret on the D string. A couple of the tricks he's using are So a single and then a double. Also, you'll hear 15 to 12, 15 to 12, 14 to 12, 3 times in a row, walking down these 3 strings. And then you'll just be doubling up 15, pulling 12 twice, and then 14, pulling 12 on the B and G strings. When you come out of that solo, you're going to be focusing on the G string, the 14th fret, and we'll also be using the 12. 17 bending up on the B. Double hammer on. One more time. Then an inharmonic bend. 15 on the B string bending up and holding 12 on the E string. 15 on the E string bending up. And then 19 and 18 on your E string to finish. Well, those are some of the things to think about when working on the song Readymade by the Red Hot Chili Peppers off the album Stadium Arcadium. You want to be sure you're using alternate picking, especially on those chromatic runs, as it'll save your wrist and forearms some unnecessary stress. Remember, in that solo, those trills are going to be important, but there's no reason you have to play it just like Frusciante does. Get in there, find the licks you like, take them, and add them to your own licks for your own solo. As always, keep your guitar handy, keep it tuned, and keep rocking. My name is Shane, and I'll see you back here soon.